I am sitting in a hotel room in Houston and put out early morning songs today. Later than I thought I would. So, guess it all kicks off with track number 1, Cold Song, right? I guess I should start with just the whole record, the record as a whole.
Seems a strange smile from my lips.
These 3 songs were really never intended to be put on the same record or to be an EP, and I'm not sure that's unusual, really, but what happened with early morning songs is that I was really intent on recording 12 songs with a band, because I had already put out the 10 songs, just the acoustic songs from Peace with God and Come Find Me When the World Ends, and that's a whole different story. But I wanted to do 10 songs with the band, 10 or 12, and I had the demos for those figured out, and I'd kind of had the band picked out, as a matter of fact, and I think the drummer had a baby. His wife had a baby, and so they kind of put the project on pause on their end, which led me to seeking out a way to put together some more material, some more songs with a different group of guys at a moment's notice. So that's where these tracks came from. And I think originally there were 7 tracks. I put the demos together, and I was sort of I didn't use any of the songs from the 10 or 12 songs that I'd sent to the other guys, because I really was, and in a way still am, intent on recording those particular songs together, and hopefully with those same guys. But I sent these out, and it was just going to be a fun kind of thing where we got together in the studio. Never played with these guys before. We got together at Audio Confusion in Mesa with Jalapaz Nelson and played these tunes. And I think the idea was just to play them sort of as these like slower folk country tunes, and then to turn around and just like blow them up into like kind of punk rock songs. And the guys that I was playing with, I think, kind of understood both sides of that coin, So what ended up happening, though, is we got together in the studio that day, and we'd never met each other before. We'd never been in the same room. We'd just been working off the recordings that I made, the demos that I made in the kitchen, and I think Jal had probably more of an idea of what was going on than any of us, which was cool. That just left us sort of, drinking some Coors and playing our instruments. So I think it was a good day for all of us. I don't know what to say for the other guys, but that's how it all came together. And it took like too damn long to get it finally together and put it out. Some of that had to do with Corona sort of taking the wind out of the musical sails for me. Some of it because Jal, in his way, noticed that there was a need for female vocals, and there's only one person I could thank to help me with that, and that's Leah Overman. So finally, it's not her fault but mine, finally got her on there not too long ago. So that's how the whole thing came together. I'm very appreciative of Jal and Jalapaz Nelson at Audio Confusion, also Matthew Reveles, and he's got his own projects going on. Also Jason Whedon, who was like just such a professional dude. I don't even know if you want me to describe him that way. What a rebel drummer. How about that? No, he's awesome, man. I mean, he totally pulled his weight, like as a drummer, and also just as sort of the linchpin of the whole recording process, and seemed to just enjoy every minute of it, every take, because all this was recorded live in the studio with only the vocals overlaid later. So as far as Cold Songs, where does Cold Songs come from? I think that the heart of Cold Songs is sort of that that actual feeling of walking out into a winter's day, your hands stuffed in the pockets of your coats and your coat rather, and just singing this song, to sort of keep you warm, and how the cold makes me in particular reflective of other difficult circumstances, and how I've been able to come through those, and just how, even as we're living life, I mean, you kind of don't figure it out until past your prime, I guess, and whether you like it, you're on a downwards trajectory, but you're still trying to keep everything together and grow in some ways. So that is Cold Songs for sure. That's Early Morning Songs as an EP. So
days and weeks without a change. Woke this morning, smell like rain.
All right, so Heart of Nothing. That is a song that came out of some time in Afghanistan. So you can kind of get the lonely and longing out of that one for sure. Definitely. It's a crummy thing, right? I'm reading this book right now called About Face, Colonel David H. Hackworth. It's about 1,000 pages. Probably one of the coolest books I've ever read. If you're a fan of Jocko, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And yeah, I'm reading this, and these guys get to drink beer and whiskey, and of course their war was a whole lot worse. As a matter of fact, reading this, I'm like, man, I didn't fight a war. This is crazy stuff right here, right? But yeah, we had near beer over there. I think I remember one time telling the guys, like, oh man, we're gonna get a bunch of near beer and just have a good time. Like somehow it was gonna be like beer, but it was not. It was, I think I cracked one, or maybe we all cracked one, and took a couple sips and just looked at each other like, yeah, this isn't it. I couldn't even make believe, like hand me a Diet Coke or a Monster or something. But anyway, that's definitely where the line that days of nothing in my drink comes from. I think that would have been helpful for morale, but we're cursed with a certain kind of military these days. Everything's a little too close to the flagpole, you know what I mean? But definitely it's Heart of Nothing, and that's even where the title comes from, is that most days you're just like, you're going all out, and you're like, what does any of this really mean? What have I accomplished today? So hard at nothing. And then of course there's the longing to sort of be home, just be able to call up a girl and say, call up the girl, say, let's go out, let's do this. And so that's definitely where that came from. I think the bridge, there's a note of sort of enjoyment of the whole process, though. I never liked Garrison, but you get over there, you're doing your job, things are a little more exciting, and so that's that. Hard at nothing. And here we go.
Lafayette, your streets where they welcome me in. Happy homes fill my mind with prospects.
Alright, so Lafayette, yeah. That one came from way back. Whether it's embarrassing or not, it's actually one of the first tunes that I wrote on the acoustic guitar. And there's this fear that sort of shows through in the mix of it, but honestly, the way that these songs came together among the small group of us, I don't feel that as much. I mean, it's basic, but I feel like it's lyrically driven, it's melodically present, and it's a song that has been with me long enough that I feel as though I've gotten to live several different variations of the tune, there's a part of it that's sort of like this this idea or this notion that the grass is going to be greener, and that I'm just going to jump on over the fence, like give up that mountainside for the warmth and the lights of a different kind of living, a different way of life, and the idea too that it never really sorts out that way, it never really works out the way you want it to, and that's okay. It's worth a try, right? And I think the song, I think even when I wrote it, the song was really a metaphor. I remember writing it a lot around some circumstances that a buddy of mine went through, and he may begrudge me still for it, but it's grown for sure. It's grown on me, and then of course, putting it out now, it's like it's not like it's old to anybody else. If anything, it's cool because it grew so much in the time that I was able to drag it through the world, and maybe I've been able to sort of layer my own experiences on that, as time's passed, and create something more dense out of it. That's the hope. So anyway, these three songs, Cold Song and Heart of Nothing, Lafayette, that's the Early Morning Songs EP, and this has kind of been my take on it. And a lonely release day from a hotel somewhere in Houston, Texas. So I hope you enjoy, especially the lyrics. If you've been listening to me for a little while, I hope you like the added instrumentation. I really appreciate those guys. Like I said, Jalapaz Nelson at Audio Confusion in Mesa, Arizona, Matthew Reveles, Jason Weedman, and Leah Overman, who has a beautiful voice and is one of my favorite people to sing with, for sure. Also appreciate her husband, Sam Overman, who built me and does build very fine guitars. So always enjoy playing those and getting compliments on them. You can check him out. Anyway, listen, enjoy, send your feedback. Really appreciate that. And definitely got more stuff coming down the pipe. So see you soon.